once again, welcome to our video lesson for this topic. We will be talking about the basic mensuration and calculation. For your own copy or e-copy, you may scan the QR code that is being presented here on your screen. Before we go to our discussion, please scan also the QR code for our motivational activity. You may pause this video and just resume it once you are done. Okay? When we say mensuration, it is all about the process of measurement. It uses more on the measuring and geometric magnitudes, lengths, areas, and volumes. Whereas in calculation, it is all about the mathematical determination of the sizes and the number. It can also be an assessment of the risks, the possibilities, or effects of a situation or course of action. We also have units and measuring that will be discussed later on. Before we dig deeper into that, let's first know the different terms that we will encounter along the way. Let's go for our definition of terms. First is the bin. A bin is a container or enclosed space for storage, as what we know. But in computer, we have this recycle bin where our data and documents that we wanted to get rid of goes here. Next is the computer chassis. This is the enclosure that contains most of the components of the computer. It serves as the skull of the computer since the CPU is the brain of the computer. We also have the diagnostic tools. These are used to test the integrity of circuits and the quality of electricity in computer components and to test the functionality of computer ports. And we have a lot of diagnostic tools that we will encounter along the discussion. Also, we have hazards that pertains to the risks and dangers. Next is the insulation. These are the materials that reduces or prevents the transmission of heat or sound or electricity. We also have the word static electricity. This pertains to the accumulation of electric charge on an insulated body. Next one is the toolkit. Basically, it is a set of tools designed to be used together or for a particular purpose, such as this. Next is we have the bit. This is a fundamental unit of information having just two possible values as either the binary digits of 0 or 1. Next is the byte. This is a unit of digital information in computing and telecommunications that most commonly consists of 8 bits. Later on, we will discuss more about this. We will also encounter the word booting. It's like starting a computer by loading an OS or operating system from a disk. So when we say reboot lang ako, that will mean or that means I will just restart my device. So I think you are all ready for our discussion, so let's move forward. So we have the different types of components and objects to be measured. The first one is the memory. The memory is an internal storage area in the computer system. The term memory identifies data storage that comes in the form of chips, and the word storage is used for memory that exists on tapes and disks. Next one is the data storage capacity. Storage capacity refers to how much disk space one or more storage devices provides. It measures how much data a computer system may contain. For an example, a computer with 500 gigabytes hard drive has a storage capacity of 500 gigabytes. A network server with 4 1 TB drives or terabyte drives has storage capacity of 4 terabytes. Next one is the processor. From the word itself, processor. It is an integrated electronic circuit that performs the calculation that runs in the computer. A processor performs arithmetical, logical, input or output, and other basic instructions that are passed from an operating system or OS. Most other processes are dependent on the operations of a processor. Mostly, ito yung tinitignan nating mga buyers, yung mga tayong mga bumibili. Depende sa kung anong task o kung anong mga bagay ang gusto mong gawin sa iyong gadget. If you wanted to install editing applications, like heavy applications, you will be needing strong processors. Mas mataas na processor, syempre, mas mabilis. Next is the video card. A video card is used to process images so they can be displayed on your monitor. A good video card can make a big difference in the quality of your graphics. So this is particularly important if you play games or work with photography or video. Now, kung ikaw ay naman ay isang player, for example, or your hobby is watching movies, for example, well, you should go for a high quality video card if you wanted to have high definition graphics on your device. Next, we have read only memory or ROM. These chips are located on the motherboard. ROM chips contain instructions that can be directly accessed by the CPU. Basic instruction for booting the computer and loading the operating system are stored in ROM. And also, kahit na patayin mo yung device mo, like you turn it off, yung mga data sa iyong device na nasa ROM will not be erased. Let us now move forward to storage drives. Ayan, we're very familiar with this one. Storage drives read or write information on magnetic or optical storage media. The drive can be used to store data permanently or to retrieve information from the media disk. Storage drives can be installed inside a computer case, such as the hard drive. For portability, some storage drives can connect to the computer using the USB port, a FireWire port, or an SCSI port. These portable storage drives are sometimes referred to as removable drives and can be used on multiple computers. And sometimes we can also use it on our cell phones, mga mobile phones natin. We can use those different kinds of drives. Here are some common types of storage drives. Namely, first one, we have the floppy drive. A floppy drive or the floppy disk drive is a storage device that uses removable 3.5-inch floppy disks. These magnetic floppy disks can store up to 720 kilobytes or 1.44 megabytes of data. In a computer, the floppy drive is usually configured as the drive A. The floppy drive can be used to boot the computer if it contains a bootable floppy disk. We can also seldom see the 5.25-inch floppy drive as it is considered as medyo old school now or medyo pawala na siya sa system. Next is the hard drive. Well, hard drive is a magnetic storage device that is installed inside the computer. The hard drive is used as a permanent storage for data. In a Windows computer, the hard drive is usually configured as the drive C. And drive C contains the operating system and application. The hard drive is often configured as the drive or the first drive in the boot sequence. The storage capacity of the hard drive is measured in billion of bytes, or we call it as gigabytes or GB. The speed of a hard drive is measured in revolutions per minute, or what we call the RPM. Pero, for example, I already bought this type of gadget and I wanted to upgrade it because I wanted to install more. For example, more application. Can I upgrade it? Yes, you can upgrade your hard drive. Multiple hard drives can be added to increase storage capacity of your device. We have the traditional hard drives and which are magnetic. Magnetic hard drives have drive motors designed to spin magnetic platters and the drive heads. And in contrast, the newer solid state drives, or what we call the SSD, do not have this moving part because there are no drive motors and moving parts, and the SSD uses a far less energy than the magnetic hard drive. Non-volatile flash memory chips manage all storage on an SSD, which results in faster access to data, higher reliability, and reduced power storage. SSD have the same form factor as magnetic hard drives and use ATA or SATA interfaces. SSDs can be installed as a replacement for magnetic drives. Next one, we also have the optical drive, which is I know you are very familiar with. An optical drive is a storage device that uses laser to read data on the optical media. There are three types of optical drives, which are the compact disc or CD. We also have the DVD or the digital versatile disc, and the Blu-ray, which is we call also BD. And last but not the least, we have the external flash drive, also known as the thumb drive. These are removable storage devices that connects to a USB port. An external flash drive uses the same type of non-volatile memory chips as solid-state drives and does not require power to maintain the data. These drives can be accessed by the operating system or the OS in the same way that other types of drives are accessed. And for the last topic for this lesson, we have the digital representation. Earlier, we have mentioned, well, I have mentioned bits and bytes, and I told you guys that we will discuss about it further. Alright, so here we go. Within a computer, information is represented and stored in a digital binary format. The term bit is an abbreviation of binary digit and represents the smallest piece of data. And humans, as we know, we interpret words and pictures, while the computer, they interpret patterns or bits. So this is some sort of their own language. A bit can also have only two possible values, which are either 1 or 0. A bit can also be used to represent the state of something that has two states. For example, a light switch can be either on or off. In binary representation, these states would correspond to either 1 or 0 respectively. Computers use binary codes to represent and interpret letters, numbers, and special characters with bits. A commonly used code is the American Standard Code or for Information Interchange or ASCII. With ASCII, each character is represented by a string of bits. For example, the letter A represents the following bits. We have the 0, 1, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, and 1. And for the number 9, it has the code or it represents the code of 0, 0, 0, 0, 1, 0, 0, 1. Well, on this topic as well, we are going to know how to convert decimal numbers to binary. For example, we have 30. So how are we going to convert 30 to its binary form? All you need to do is to divide it into 2, which will give us the answer of 15. 30 divided by 2, we have 15 and nothing for a remainder. So next one, you are going to bring down the quotient and divide it once again by 2. So bring down natin yung 15, lalagay natin dito and divide it by 2. And we are going to get once again the quotient and the remainder. So 15 divided by 2 will give us 7 with a remainder of 1. We are going to do it repeatedly until the quotient results into 0. So bring down ulit natin yung 7. 7 divided by 2, we will have 3 with a remainder of 1. Still, hindi pa rin siya 0. So bring down pa rin natin yung quotient. 3 divided by 2 will give us 1 with a remainder of 1. Still, hindi pa rin siya 0. So we have to repeat it again. Bring down 1 divided by 2 will give us 0 and 1 quotient. So finally, we have the 0 quotient. So that will give us the binary equivalent of our given, which is the 30. We're going to read it upward. We're gonna have 11110. The thing is, how are we going to check it if that is correct? So the next thing that we're gonna do is you're going to write it horizontally. So we're gonna have 11110, same as the answer that we got here. And the next thing that you need to get is the equivalent of each digit starting from the right. So we have the first digit, we have 1. 1 plus 1, we have 2. 2 plus 2, we have 4. 4 plus 4, we have 8. 8 plus 8, we have 6. So the next thing that we're gonna do is you're going to copy the digits with a value of 1. Alright? So titignan natin saan siya nakatapat. So ang 1, nakatapat siya sa 0, so we are not going to bring it down. 2, nakatapat siya sa 1, so we're going to bring it down. Alright, so we have 16, 8, 4, and 2. Obviously, hindi natin to binaba because ang equivalent niya ay 0. So that will leave us to 16, 8, and 4, and 2. So what are we gonna do next is we are going to sum it up. So we're going to add 16 plus 8 plus 4 plus 2. That is how we check if the binary that we got is correct. That's how you convert decimal number to binary, and that's how you check binary into decimal number. Well, on the other hand, in calculating data storage, a bit is the smallest representation of the data. The most basic unit of digital storage is what we call a byte. Well, a byte is consists of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8 bits. So again, para masabi natin siyang byte, it consists of 8 bits. And also, it is the smallest unit of measure, which is UOM, used to represent data storage capacity. Well, when referring to storage space, we use the terms bytes, like B. We also have kilobytes, equivalent to KB. We also have megabytes, equivalent to MB. We also have gigabytes for GB, and terabytes for TB. 1 kilobyte is a little more than 1,000 bytes. Well, specifically, you have 1,024 bytes for kilobytes. Ibig sabihin, sa loob ng isang kilobyte, merong 1,024 bytes sa loob nun. Well, we also have the megabytes that has a total of 1,048,576 bytes. Let's keep moving forward. We have the gigabytes, which has 1,703,741,824 bytes. And for the last one, we have the terabytes, T, which has 1,99,511,627,776 bytes. Well, wow, that's a lot. Like the amount of what we have learned for this lesson. For us to measure your learnings, don't forget to please answer the assessment using the QR code that is being presented on your screen, or just use the link on your Google Classroom. Alright? Well, if this video lesson helped you with this topic, don't hesitate to click like and subscribe for more video lessons. And I think we will end here. Kita-kits ulit tayo sa ating susunod na module. Bye!